Oh, Hi, everybody. My name is Michaela White, and today I will be presenting my lab investigation on the Kirby Baur antibiotic susceptibility test that we did. And basically, this test helps determine how effective antibiotics are against specific bacterias and has many applications in healthcare and microbiology research. Okay. So, a little bit of a background. The Kirby-Bauer method allows us to see how well antibiotics inhibit bacterial growth. This is crucial in clinical settings to choose effective treatments, as well as preventing antibiotic resistance. And in the lab, we can observe this by measuring clear areas around the antibiotic discs where bacteria is unable to grow. Like in this picture right now, the zones of like the circles around the disc, those are where the antibiotic is killing the bacteria so the bacteria can't grow. Okay, let's see. Oh, and then my objective slide. So what was the objective? We wanted to determine the susceptibility of E. coli and SE to antibiotics. And then we measured their zones of inhibition for each antibiotic tested. And then we sorry, identified them as resistant, intermediate, and susceptible. And we noted that in our table. And then we connected the lab results to clinical applications where um, where they were needed. Okay. So our materials, we used E. coli and SE cultures, as well as agar plates, and then our antibiotic discs were bacitracin, and I might have said that wrong, and tetracycline, as well as a control disc. So we had three discs total. Sterile swabs, ruler, incubator. I didn't use an incubator. I used like they were on my kitchen counter but in like a sterile area. An incubator could have been used for this, so I went ahead and I added it to the materials if needed. And then our methods. So, number one, swab bacteria evenly across the agar plate after you reactivated the cultures, and then place the antibiotic discs on the agar surface. I did them in three, and you'll see in the next slide and incubate the discs at 37 Celsius for 48 hours if you were to use an incubator, but in my case, I didn't, so I just let them sit out for 48 hours. But incubators are very beneficial for stuff like this, so I added it. And then number four, measure zones of inhibition in millimeters, and then go ahead and record it. Okay. So this is my results table. Our results showed that both bacterias were resistant to bacitracin with zero zones of inhibition observed. However, both were susceptible to tetracycline, and E. coli showed 34 millimeters, while SE showed 37 millimeters, and the control discs showed no inhibition, confirming that any observed effects were due to the antibiotics themselves. And as you can see in my culture plates, or my agar plates, I'm sorry, I set the discs pretty far apart from each other so that there was no overlap. Okay. And then our discussion. Tetracycline effectively inhibited bacterial growth, while bacitracin did not. The control disc again observed, or the control discs confirmed that the results were purely from antibiotic resistance and not because of the paper discs themselves. And the lack of inhibition does not always indicate full resistance. Some bacteria may still respond to higher doses. Occasionally, colonies within zones indicate mutations or reduced sensitivity. Okay. And then what is the broader importance of the Kirby-Bauer method? Um, so this experiment shows the importance of testing bacterial susceptibility in healthcare and research. Correct antibiotic selection is very critical for treating infections and reducing resistance. Understanding these methods is very essential for careers in medicine, lab work, as well as public health, um, and microbiology research. I really liked doing, this was my favorite experiment out of all of them because I love to see how different antibiotics inhibit bacteria. So I really liked this one. This was one of my favorites. And then my reference side. Thank you. Um, I do not know how to stop recording this. Stop share. I think I'm still recording. Ah, there we go. Okay, bye.